Show, presented by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll watch the Phoenix Suns in this one as they go up against the San Antonio Spurs at AT&T Center. Checking out the Spurs, they dropped the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And with the season just beginning, obviously, many games ahead of us. I mean, too many to count. I could start counting them. Will you start counting the games while I ask Kenny a question? All the games we have ahead of us? 1, 2. Well, you need you to count.
Oh, I thought.
No, just go ahead.
Putting up his
count some games.
1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Well, we have a lot more games than that. Just keep counting until he's done.
4.
Kenny, what's the most important thing to focus on at this stage?
Establishing a great relationship between your team. Camaraderie.
Kind of like what we have here between the three of us.
Exactly, because you know sometimes there's 4 of us, but we have to drop the dead weight, and we made 3.
Yeah, it's trusting one another out.
Without question.
That's
Got to
an
drop
excellent
that
answer.
dead weight.
What number are you
1
up to
million
now?
and 2.
Wow, that's a lot of games
But
ahead
Aaron,
of
you
us.
got to gain that confidence and swagger. You want your opponents to come in scared.
Were you ever scared of an opponent?
Never.
Were you ever scared of an opponent?
I was never scared. I was always apprehensive at times.
Always.
Ooh,
always.
University of North
always
Carolina
at
vocabulary.
At times.
Always or at times?
I would say
Which one is it?
at times.
At times you were scared.
No,
look at-
apprehensive.
Oh, you were always apprehensive,
Look at
but sometimes
Mr.
you were
University
scared.
of
was
North
never scared.
Carolina.
You were never
over there.
scared of being apprehensive.
Never. I don't even know what apprehensive
No,
means.
me either. But Kevin Harlan does.
Wary.
Let's go to him.
Wary. I wasn't scared, just wary.
I know how to apprehend a suspect.
Oh, I bet you do.
Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Taking a look at Phoenix. These are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And already a chance for them to take the season series against this team. They see them 3 times, and after winning the first one, they've got to be confident that they can do it again.
Yeah, it's often not so easy the second time around. You know your opponent's going to make adjustments. You have to be ready to adjust back. I'd call that readjust.
Both these teams can get out and run, Brent. We expect a good amount of fast break points in this one.
And I like it, Kevin, when teams are able to go back and forth like this. What you start to see is confidence grow in the type of passes maybe that you're going to see from those guards. So maybe more creative 3-on-1 fast breaks and some great highlight material.
Isn't that fun to watch?
Love it. Get your voices ready.
Here we go. Looking at the starting 5 for the Phoenix Suns. Booker is the 2 with Tucker at the 3. Prez out there with Bender. And it's Young in at the point guard position. Now here's Prez. What a tremendous game he played against Houston. Booker dishes to Young. 5 on the clock. Prez. Aldridge with some nice D. Here's San Antonio now. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard, probably their weakest area in that game.
No doubt we could talk about them getting dominated physically. That's exactly what happened there. They got pushed around the entire game.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Could be. D willing to give that one up, and that mid-range jumper is his favorite.
A nice shot by Tucker.
Just remarkable vision. Young is so talented at spotting the open man.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Parker outside. Aldridge a screen. Dedmon kicks to Green. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And you have to like what Danny Green, Brent, brings to the table defensively. Long arms, very quick for his size, and he can defend 1 through 3.
Well, that's a pretty good tandem if you're suiting up next to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi takes the stronger guy, and Danny Green usually goes to the quickness defensively. And Green also a strong defensive rebounder and one of the better perimeter shot blockers in the game.
Now here's Leonard following the miss by Prez. And Aldridge the basket on the assist by Parker. 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Right out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Prez kicks to Bender. Now here's Parker. Really disappointing game for him in that loss to Chicago. And he gets it to go.
Boy, if you're going to just hand him this shot, you might as well put a bow on it. Green loves the catch and shoot.
Over in the corner, Prez. Passes it to Bender. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Young passes to Prez. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the foul. It's on Dwayne Dedmon. That's his first foul. Bender dishes to Young. Feeds it to Prez. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Well, the shooting guards you see listed there have been the ultra-reliable players for the past month. Take a look at their percentages from the field during that time. Devin Booker is second.
You know, in tight or outside, these are all very reliable and consistent shooters. It's a safe option to put the ball in their hands and let them create something for themselves.
Well, the array of moves that each of those players has is just about unlimited. Whether it's in tight or outside, they know how to free themselves up and find the best shot possible. It's reflected in their shooting percentage.
It's tipped.
And they've had some good looks, but can't seem to get it going here. 1 for 5. Tough way to start it.
And it's Leonard missing. Suns trail by 9. And Booker kicks to Bender. No good, unable to end this run.
The defense arrived just in the nick of time to throw him off there. So fortunate he missed that one, guys.
Parker outside. Dishes it to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For 3. Kept alive. They get a hand on it. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point you start to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there.
Parker outside. 4 on the clock. Here's Dedmon pushing their lead to double digits.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for...
No easy buckets now. Hustle up. We've talked about this, guys. We have to make Leonard earn it out there. He's wreaking all kinds of havoc on the perimeter.
Check out the stats for Tony Parker. His last 10 games, he's putting up about 12 points a game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Suns trail by 12. And last season we had Kobe's retirement, but in the offseason we said goodbye to another legend, the terrific Tim Duncan. You know, Greg, there was talk he might hang it up, and he felt that he didn't have any more in him and called it a career after 19 incredible record-breaking seasons.
Yeah, and Timmy retired in the most Duncan way possible. Just quietly let it happen in the midst of the summer. No farewell tour or any of that. A big hit to the game of basketball to see one of the all-time greats walk away. But arguably one of the best two-way players who have ever played the game.
And there just aren't many guys that have a more devastating mid-range game. Leonard has fine-tuned that shot to where it's almost automatic.
Now, here is Young. 11 points for him in that last game against the Rockets in Houston. Prez kicks to Bender. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts. Here is Parker. They lead by 11. And it's Leonard, top of the key, to the wing right side. Anderson's shot is off.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a bit forced.
Here's Ginobili. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago. Anderson outside. Aldridge with a screen on Young. Anderson and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Well, you look around the NBA, so much turnover in the coaching ranks. I think I read that since the end, Brent, of the 2012-13 season, Suns trail by 12. And Pheonix looking who they've got on the floor. Prez in at power forward. Brandon Knight is out there with Young. Then there's Bender, and it's Warren in at the 3 slot. Knight passes to Young. That was enough space for Young to convert the deep ball.
And Young can knock those down if you give him the chance.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Rockets put together a real nice game. He ended with 16 points, and in addition to his scoring, he also finished with a season high in rebounds. His dominating performance gave the team exactly what it needed to end the losing streak. And I'm sure he'll be looking to lead him again tonight, Kevin.
Thanks for the great report, David. Guys, the way he carried them that night, I thought was truly incredible.
Unreal. I mean, he was literally on another planet in that game. He did it all on the floor.
Yeah, and it's another instance where he just proves that he's one of those guys who can step up and win a game for you practically all by himself.
Inside. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Leonard. And it's 8 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Knight kicks to Young. Warren dishes to Prez. Puts up a 3. A shot that time, not on target. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. The Suns beat them last time these two teams met in Phoenix.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
Bender kicks to Young. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns.
And what about the vertical press there, just leaping up for the forceful slam.
Parker outside. The dish to Green. 5 on the clock. Puts it up from 15. And that one's good. Parker. And the Spurs lead by 10. Phoenix has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Prez with the screen for Knight. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. And let's go now to the rookie watch. For the past month, these have been the most productive NBA rookie scores. 4th, Prez. And of course, just as young.
These two rookies have been going head-to-head in the box scores for a while now. There have been a few big nights for both of them.
Parker passes to Aldridge. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Bender. 3-pointers off the mark.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Here's Dedmon. 5 points in the game. They set the pick. Green kicks to Aldridge. Unloads from 13. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Aldridge has got 10 points. Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
Yeah, and when you see a player have to come out of the game like this, you just have to hope for the best.
Yeah, you never like to see anything like this happen.
Come on, gentlemen. Let's go. We have got to do a better job on Leonard. Am I starting to sound like a broken record?
Just offensively.
Well, a great fit for the Spurs system after a little bit of molding. Not a super crafty ball handler, but he's got a quick release from the outside and shoots pretty well, even with a hand in his face.
Prez kicks to Young. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, just remarkable focus by Young to nail the shot. The D starting to rough him up a little bit, but in the end, it doesn't matter.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Parker kicks to Green. The tray, that drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 4 assists now tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Tries a 3. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 9. They're back within single digits after that one from Prez. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Young against Parker. And the call will be against Prez.
That is a terrible foul to commit. He now has 2, and he's going to have to play more conservative from now on.
And the Spurs making a change here. Mills is checked in. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Pheonix. The 3 from Mills. That shot, no good. Good defensive work there by Young. Prez dishes to Young. Chandler is screen. Young passes to Prez. He feeds it to Booker. Young left side. Chandler kicks to Prez. Tries again. And Chandler with a nice bucket inside.
He fought for that second possession, then went right back up with it.
Spurs leading by 7. Mills with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Leonard dishes to Mills. Young with the steal. And oh, here we go. Young's got it. The fast break chance. Booker with no one around. A 3-pointer off the mark.
You can tell just by looking at his body language that he didn't want to take that shot, although the defense was more than willing to let him attempt it.
Dedmon kicks to Leonard. 6 to shoot. Pass to Anderson. It's tipped.
And you gotta respect the D. Prez just spiking the shot back thanks to that amazing reach.
Booker outside. Here's the screen. Young passes to Prez. Kicks it out to Booker. Down low. Knocked away. Fires for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. And now it's just a 4-point San Antonio lead.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
1:56 left in the first half of the game. And now the Suns a fast break. And Tucker kicks to Prez. Nice ball movement by Pheonix. Young outside. Back to Tucker. Fades back. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Prez.
And really can't fault the D there. Prez just torching them with better offense.
Pass to Green. To the inside. Anderson. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 4 assists now tonight.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
They set the screen to the paint, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Well, good hand-eye coordination, but he can only get the...
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's San Antonio up 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Tony, you guys are flowing really well lately. When you guys are having success this year, what will it look like?
To stay healthy. I like our chances this year. Our young guys got a lot of experience, and we play good basketball right now, so hopefully we can stay healthy and play good at the end of the season.
That is always the most important thing for your team, Tony. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David, and we'll be back for the...
Let's go, gentlemen. We still have one more half. We're letting one guy look like a world beater out there. They're going to keep riding his hot hand unless we can fix our perimeter D. Do not let him get to the hole. Match his aggression and double team him when he drives to the hoop. We can still win this game. Defense, fellas. Let's go.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Nice game. Great performance by LaMarcus Aldridge.
Just a dominating performance in the post by him so far. Just tearing them to shreds when he gets it inside.
Yeah, is there a shot down there that he didn't show them? I'm not sure. Let's see if the D can make some adjustments here as we start the third quarter.
Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Lee, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half. When you think of the most exciting players to watch in the NBA, I mean, the slashers, though, seem to always come to the fore. The players who make their mail attacking the rim. It's so fun to watch.
James Harden really does it best in the league. And I've watched James Harden games on television, but I've also had an incredible pleasure being able to call James Harden games by the court. And to see him manipulate defenders, and I'm not talking about one, I'm talking about 3 and 4 on possessions to find his way to the free throw line. He is remarkable and has an uncanny ability to draw those fouls.
Slithers. He doesn't, I don't know if it's power, although I think he's a very strong, physically strong guy. He controls his body about as well as any slasher in the game.
Controls his body, Kevin, and is able to stop, start, change angles that a lot of players just can't even think about. They just don't even conceive that you're able to do that. That slow down two-step, and he does so many tricky things also, Kevin, with the way he moves the ball around. He extends it away from his body, brings it back in, brings it towards a defender, and then away from a defender, and guess what? It results in free throws most every time.
Something to watch. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Tony Parker is in his 16th season in the NBA, and he says, if I'm healthy, hopefully I can play 20 seasons, and then I'll be ready to retire. My time will come soon, but I want to enjoy my last years in the NBA. Kevin, he said he obviously wants to finish his career as a Spur.
Thanks to you, that's so rare in any sport nowadays to spend your whole career with one team. And he sinks the second. And Dragan Bender out of Croatia looking to follow in the footsteps of Porzingis as the next European big man to make an impact right out of the gates.
Yeah, and like Porzingis, I think he has a chance to be one of those guys that can spread the floor at the 5. A big man who can patrol the paint defensively and then stretch it on the offensive side of the floor.
Leonard dishes to Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Suns trail by 3. Poked away. It's stolen by Green. And the pass to Parker. Lee, a screen on Young. It's Parker outside. Drains the three-pointer. Parker's got 5 points so far.
While Parker does not take many threes, when he does, you just have a feeling it's going in.
Prez passes to Booker. Prez with the screen for Booker. Down low. It's deflected. The kick out to Young. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Inside. Dives for it. And that's out of bounds. Pheonix will retain possession. And a breakdown here of the three-point shots made by Prez and Justice Young, a.k.a. OJ, and the rest of the team.
Well, the way things look from this, you would think that OJ would be leading their team to victory, but they still find themselves trailing. It is a deficit that is easy to overcome if things start falling their way, but you have to be surprised that they are down in the first place.
San Antonio leading by 6. Okay, time now for an injury report. Now David Aldridge has an update for us on LaMarcus Aldridge. What's the news, David?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Spurs gave us some info. Right now, he's saying it might be a severely sprained ankle, which is something every player hates to hear. Of course, the schedule is getting extremely demanding at this time of the season, and that injury is only going to make things worse. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Boy, you always hate to see anyone ever deal with any sort of injury.
And almost for every player, it's inevitable. I mean, injuries are going to happen no matter how well you take care of yourself.
Well, for how hard he competes in the game, you know he's going to do just the same when it comes to rehab. He may recover faster than most because of it.
And Pheonix making a change here. Warren's checked in. Parker with the steal. Good on the bucket. He's got 7.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And Young kicks to Booker. Inside. Here's Prez. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 4 rebounds in this game. Leonard with no one around. No good on the 3.
Yeah, it's tough. His shot's been off today. Luckily, his team still has the edge in the game so far.
Bender with the bucket.
And really, it does not matter who you throw at Bender. He is just so crafty down in the paint.
Parker outside. He dishes it to Leonard. Back to Parker. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more. Suns trail by 7. On the court now for the Suns. Getting going here in the 4th. Prez in at the 4 spot. Young is out there with Brandon Knight. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's Bender in at the center. And here's Young. 4 on the clock. That's tipped. Leonard with the steal. And the wide open shot from Green. No good with the triple. Well, Pheonix shooting 47% from the floor. Getting it done. Prez kicks to Knight. And there's the feed to Prez. Another shot. Bender dishes to Prez. Knight passes to Prez. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And really, Prez is a fantastic player, a true leader on the floor who his teammates look up to.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for San Antonio. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to go on Trogan Bender.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
First one falls for him.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
So he gets them both. And Coach Greg Popovich named the new head coach for the U.S. national team for the next 4 years. And Brent, I bet you like that selection.
No, I love that selection, especially with Pop's military background. And he's been an assistant for Team USA since 2002. So he's done a lot of great things in the pros, but I know Pop takes a great deal of pride, not only in his country, of course, but certainly in coaching that team.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Can't keep forcing things when you're not in a great rhythm. Move the ball.
A About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Green, the screen. 5 to shoot. There's Parker with the 3, and there's the foul. It's on Dwayne Dedmon. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Suns trail by 9. And Young kicks it to Tucker. Down low. Here's Anderson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Both free throws good from Anderson. As the NBA, Brent, becomes more and more of a skill game where versatility is so valuable, you certainly fit that description as a player. Do you like the way the game is going in that regard?
I do like it, Kevin, and I'll return a question to you and ask you if you think that the skills of the players are just more honed than they were maybe 25, 30 years ago because of their availability to these specialized coaches. This was not the way it was for that generation of players.
Excellent point, but have the rules even enhanced it more that players can show more of their skills now?
Yeah, there's no question about it that the league has tended to go towards being able to allow guys freedom of movement, off-ball movement. The flow of the game is much better. The three-point shot, as we've talked about at length, has opened up the floor, and you get to see the grace and athleticism of some of the game's best.
Let's go. Keep the energy up.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Now Parker. Outside, Green. Spurs passing it around. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And the first one at the line is good. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Kyle Anderson.
2 shots.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Suns trail by 12. Young, right side. He kicks it to Bender. Pass to Tucker. Feeds to Prez. Fades back. No good off the front iron.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a bit forced.
Parker dishes to Leonard. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. And the Spurs making a change here. Jean Charles has checked in. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. And when you think about it, speed, such a fundamental part of Parker's game. You wonder how well he'd age in the NBA.
Well, one season he almost led the league in points in the paint, and that's for a point guard. So those days are gone. He relies more on a deadly in-between.
Come on, let's go. Listen, guys, we've got one guy doing all the damage out there. He cannot continue to cut inside so freely.
Boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, some of that right now might be a lack of toughness, but you can't combine that with laziness. Guys are not crashing down and closing off those driving lanes.
There's the pick. Young passes to Prez. Kicks it to Bender. Fires from 14. Here's Prez.
Well, some toughness shown by Prez there, taking the contact well on his way up to the shot.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. But Brent, you think about free throws, getting a shooting foul is one of the best outcomes offensively for most players, and we've got guys in this league that can really do it well.
Still one of the most important aspects, Kevin, of an offensive thrust is to show the officials during any game that you're willing to attack the rim and go in there with fearlessness. Most of those guys end up getting to the free throw line and shooting very effective shots. You're always looking for 1 point per possession. And if you can step to the free throw line with nobody around you unguarded and knock a couple down, it benefits your team.
How often, though, do you think that's the best shot as opposed to driving, drawing a couple defenders in there, then kicking it out?
Well, I think
what do the analytics would say on that?
Well, I think you have to be really selective on who it is that you're kicking it out to. But certainly the free throw is one of the most important shots in the game of basketball. And usually the most aggressive team is going to shoot more on a nightly basis.
Green lays it up and banks it in. And the Spurs lead by 15.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Here's Prez. That three off the mark. The Phoenix Suns come into this one after the win against Houston. Here's Pheonix. Knight grabs the board.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Now here's Prez. From beyond the arc. Rebounded by the Spurs. Dedmon's got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Pheonix. Dishes to Green. Parker outside. There's a good screen. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Pheonix. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Mills, he's checked in for the Spurs. Booker, he's checked in for the Suns. Suns trail by 15. Parker with the steal. Inside. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Prez picks one up. First free throw is good. Second free throw, no good. Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. 2 open that time, made it look too easy.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Well, they've been on a roll ever since the break. Doesn't seem to matter whether the shots are open or there's a hand in the face.
Ginobili against Booker. Dedmon. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
That free throw missing. And he ends up missing both free throws. Suns trail by 13. Okay, time now for an injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Kawhi Leonard. David?
Thanks, Kevin. I got some news from the Spurs head athletic trainer. The word is he has strained his Achilles tendon. That's the end of his night, and he could be out for a while. Not the news you wanted to hear, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Guys, the only thing you can wish for is that the prognosis isn't quite as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Was really hoping for better news than that, but that does not sound encouraging.
Yeah, we always think about when players go down, how terrible a blow it can be for the team. We wish him well and hope he's on the floor quickly.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. 6 on the shot clock. There's the 3. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for San Antonio.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
Tries a 3. Goes back up. And it's good on the way in.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
They set the pick. On the wing, Green. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Young. Here's Prez. and airballs the triple. That one was way off. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll do it, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long, everyone.
I feel like I was shooting too much. Or not enough. Whatever it was, man. Something was wrong.
Yeah, but I feel like I left you hanging out there, man.
Nah, we're good. You good. You play real well.
No, I mean, I know. I'm just saying. I just feel like...
No, I know you know.
Yeah. Certain times I just feel like I left you hanging.